I'm going to do another reading lesson. Today it is our last letter. Um, I know you think, well, the last letter of the alphabet is Z, but we've already done Z. So Nat Geo introduces the alphabet in the letter of the most commonly used letters and sounds. And X is not used as much as some of the other letters, so they save it till the very end. So I'm going to turn around here. And we'll focus in on the pocket chart today, the Hope pocket chart. And I'm going to come over here and get a close-up of Xavier Fox. So when you say Xavier, you hear the letter X. X. At the beginning of the word, Xavier starts with a capital X. When you say fox, you hear X, but where do you hear it? Does it start with an X? No, it starts with an F sound, Fox. So where do you hear the X? At the end, right? Okay, here's a capital X and a lowercase x. They look alike, don't they? The only difference is capital X starts on the top, lowercase starts in the middle. And here's an X with a really great picture of an X-ray of someone's hands. You can see the fingers, so you're looking inside of the skin at the bones and the joints. The joints are where you can move, your knuckles, where you can move them back and forth. Okay, so when I say X-ray, you hear the X sound at the beginning of the word. Okay, we're going to take a look at some of these pictures here. The first one is the number 6. Now it doesn't start with the X, does it? You hear X. Okay, there it is, 6. Okay. So a lot of words, when we're doing the X sound, they're going to focus on a lot of words that end with X, because there really aren't very many words that start with X. We've got Xavier, that starts with an X, and X-ray. How about X-Man, Xbox? But a lot of words don't start with an X. They have an X at the end or maybe in the middle of the word. The second word is axe. It's an axe to chop things down, maybe a tree, or to chop wood down for a fire. And this is how you spell it. Very easy, huh? 2 letters, axe. I always like to say that X is the kiss sound because it sounds like you're saying kiss. Okay, x, x, without the I in the middle. Okay, next one is box. It's an easy sound out word. X. You hear a K and an S. When you put those two sounds together, it's an X sound. X. Okay, what is this one? Fox. That's another easy sound out word. Fox. Okay. And the last one is ox. O-X. Ox. I see more than one, so when you, instead of saying oxes, you say oxen. I see 2 oxen in that picture. Those are, it kind of looks like a cow, doesn't it, or bull, but it's like a cow. It has the horns on it. They're very strong animals. They used to use oxen to pull tractors and wagons and things. Okay, so that is the sound, the phonics part of X. We're going to move over to the table, and then you know what? I'm probably going to have to wait till next week to read this book. Okay, I wanted to wait till we did Q and X together because the next book is Max and Quinn. But because we have all the butterfly stuff going on, that we might have to wait till next week. Okay, I'm going to sit down at my desk. I have everything ready so we don't waste any time. I found an X handwriting page on the computer. And again, if you don't have a printer, you can practice X's anywhere on any type of paper. That's better if you have lines, but if you don't, that's okay. I'm going to write my name. Remember, my name starts with a capital letter, just like your name, Mrs. And I'm going to put a space in between, a capital J, Jenkins. All right, over here I've got a picture of a box, and over here I have a picture of a cute little fox. And I like this page because it does show you just what I had told you. It's like a K and an S sound together. Okay. And then we're going to trace our capital X. I'm going to slant down from the left to the right, and then slant the opposite way from the right to the left. And you see how it intersects? It comes together right in the middle. That's why they say X marks the spot. Okay, I'm going to go like this. Now it's funny because at the beginning of the year, before we started handwriting, we were just practicing making lines, straight lines, slanted lines, and diagonal lines. And I would ask the kids just on whiteboards to make the diagonal lines and have them intersect. And it was hard for them at the beginning of the year. Now it's going to be super easy. All right, they're doing lowercase x's first. So I'm just going to trace a few so we can save time. Okay, so you know how to do that. And then I'm going to come down in here. I'm going to make my own. Because it's lowercase, we're going to start in the middle. And I'm going to slant down. I'm going to jump back up to the middle, to the fence. And I'm going to slant the opposite way. And I want to connect it right in the middle. I'll make a few good ones. Slant down from left to right. And then come back up. And I go from right to left. Make another good one. Now, I know they look really easy, boys and girls, but there are a couple of things that can go wrong. Let's say I go like this. Okay, does that one look good compared to this one? It's not too bad, but did you see what kind of line I started with? I'm going to do it again. I started with a straight line. So if I start with a straight line, it doesn't really matter which way I go. It kind of looks like it's going to fall over. This one looks like it's tipping to the right. This one looks like it's tipping to the left. That's why both sides need to be slanted. Okay, now here I'm going to make, oops, I'm going to make another one, a bad one, okay? And you can tell me what's wrong with that one. A little on the top and too big on the bottom, isn't it? What if we did the opposite? Now it's too fat on the top and small on the bottom. Actually, that one's not too bad. So let's just make another good one. So try as hard as you can to put it so that it intersects, comes together right in the middle. And then we're gonna do some capital X's. And again, I'm only gonna trace a few. If you get a page like this, go ahead and trace them all. And I am going to make a capital just like I did the lowercase, but this time I'm starting from the top. So I'm gonna start up in the sky. I'm gonna draw through the fence and down to the bottom. And then I'm gonna do the opposite way. And where should it come together? If I do it here, it will be too high. If I do it way over here, it will be too low. So you have to kind of watch with your eyes. And there. I'm going to make it come together right in the middle. So let me make a few good ones. Okay, we'll make 3 good ones. And then again, I don't want to start with a straight line. Okay, because if I do, it looks like it's falling over. All right. I don't want to start this too high or it's going to be too small on the top and big on the bottom. It looks like a teepee, doesn't it? Or the opposite. I don't want to go like this, or there's not, if the top is too big. So again, we'll make a good one. Slant, and then I come on the other side and I want to connect it right in the middle. X marks the spot, right? They give you a sentence to trace, and I really like this. I'm holding the camera, so it's hard for me to do this with one hand. I ordered a tripod and it hasn't come. Hopefully it's going to come soon. It's going to make doing these lessons a lot easier for me if I can put the camera on the tripod, but it's going to have like a movable stand or wand so I can twist and turn it. Okay. The box is in the box, and I think they probably only put 1 finger space, and that's fine as long as we have space. It kind of depends on the type of paper you have. Now I did something extra because I knew this was going to be a short lesson. I like that sentence so much because it uses sight words and sound out words and the letter X that I thought we would write it. Do you think you guys could write it without looking? I have this handy dandy pin that has 4 colors. So I drew myself a line like we use in school a lot. You don't have to do that. You don't even have to have a line, but it does help you, guides you to do really nice, neat handwriting. So I did blue on the top for the sky, red in the middle for the fence, and green on the bottom for the ground. So we're going to start with the word the. You should be able to write that without any help. If you do need help with some of these sight words, just get them out. get them out and just put it right here, right? And you can look at it. It's T, capital T, because we're starting the very first word of the sentence always starts with a capital. I gotta look at that again. Fox, right? Got it. Almost wrote the cat. The cat is in the hat. All right, and I forgot my stick, and oh, I've got one right here. No, I don't. You know what? That's okay. If you don't have a stick, you can use 2 fingers. The fox, I gotta make an F, cross it in the middle, and then we can sound this out. X. You hear that X? The fox, 2 finger space, is, that's also a red word. We've been using that word for a long time. Okay, 2 finger space is in, I-N, that's also a sight word. I think it's an orange word. The fox is in, and then we're gonna do the. Okay, now this time I'm not going to use a capital letter, and you guys know why, don't you? It's not the first word of the sentence here. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th word, okay? So if it's in the middle of the sentence, it's not capital letter, unless of course it's somebody's name or an important proper noun. The fox is in the box. So x. You hear the x again. And I'm going to put a period down on the ground. Remember, when you make a period, you don't want to do it like this, where we can't see it, a dot, but you don't want to do it like this. Okay, a nice period like that. And I'm going to draw a little picture, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something kind of fun. This is a square. I start out with a square. Now I'm going to draw a square inside that square. All right. And then I'm going to connect the sides. This is how you make a square into a cube or into a box. I connect those sides, and then these would be the sides on the bottom. Now it looks like a box, doesn't it? It's actually a cube. Now it's 3-dimensional. And then a fox, let me see. I'm not going to be that great about drawing a fox, but I know they do have pointy ears and bushy tails, right? So I could do that. And I know, kind of looks like a cat, doesn't it? Sorry about that. The fox is in the box. And that's just something a little extra you can do. And again, if you have a whiteboard, it's always nice. I call those dictation sentences, because you can say them, count the words, and write them. Okay. Now, remember the ABC scrapbooks? Okay. Remember, I'm using my friend Kira Rupert. And you can see the date down there for 2017, 2018. So I had her a couple of years ago in my class, and I made a copy of her book because it's nice to have a sample. So you guys are going to get your books as soon as I can get all your materials to you, all your things from school. I have a feeling that will be probably towards the end of May. Even if they let me get those to you now, I'm not quite ready, because I'm finishing the memory books, and I have a few last minute pages I want to put in, and I have to go to school and do some things, and you'll find out. Some of them I'm trying to keep them surprises, but this will be in there. And the last few letters that we didn't get to, I'm putting in blank pages. Some kids have more blank pages, either because they didn't start the year with us, or maybe they didn't turn in their homework on Fridays. All right, so for X, there's already a picture of X-ray. So if you wanted to make another one, oh, Kira, she didn't have an X page in there for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it like this. And then I might even put it in her book when I'm done after I color it. So I could do my own X-ray. What I'm going to do is, an X-ray is a picture. They use a special X-ray machine. It's like a camera. So let's say, I'll do a hand. Let's say you hurt your wrist, and you go in and the doctor takes a special picture of your hand and your wrist and your fingers, and you can see, the bones and stuff. So the whole thing is black. I'm going to do this with a black crayon later. The whole thing is black, but you'll see like the bones and stuff. All right, and I'm going to write X, and then I put a little minus sign or a dash, and then it's R-A, which rhymes with May and day, so it's easy to spell. Okay, now let's go ahead and do that box again. All right, I'm going to make that box. So I put a square, and then I draw another square inside, and then I connect the sides. So this is the top, and I just do slanted lines and connect those, and then this is the bottom of the box. And then I'm going to write the word box. Box. I am using lowercase letters because none of these are names. Now, if I drew Xavier Fox, I would start with a capital X, or if I drew X-Man. But those are not easy for me to draw, so you can do that if you want. You could also look on the computer and find a picture of an X-Man or an Xbox and glue it to your page. Okay, we could do, oh, I've got a good one. I'm going to see if you guys know what this. Now, I am going to use a capital letter. I'm going to see if you recognize this. It's a word that you would see on a sign that they put over the top of a door. Do you get anybody recognize that? Exit, exit. So it's an exit sign, and I think usually the sign itself is green and it's lit up. Sometimes they're red. I'll write it with lowercase down here, exit. Okay. And when you see that, let's say you're at a movie theater and you see that sign, you know that it's a door that will take you to the outside. It's a exit door, okay? You're not gonna go from an exit door into another room. You'll be going out. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's something I write on your paper a lot when you do a really good job. I am gonna start with a capital because I want it to kind of stand out. X, L, and I would probably write excellent work, right? And I might put a happy face. Excellent. So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do fox. You can do fox if you want, but I think I'm going to do this because it's going to be easy for me. Can you tell what I'm making? I'm making the number 6. I just kind of made it fancy. I could even decorate it. When I color it, I could color it rainbow or, okay. And this is how I spell 6. X. All right. I'm going to stop because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But remember, you're not done until you have 5 pictures, till you have the words underneath, and until they're colored. And I will color this later. And the reason why is it's going in a book, and it's something you're going to keep forever. So that's why we want you to do your best work, your nicest handwriting, your nicest pictures. And that is all. Okay, that is the end of this lesson. Nice and easy today. Okay, bye-bye. Next time we're going to read books.